Raid Shadow Legends is a mobile, I think the genre is called gacha, G-A-C-H. It's a Japanese word, I believe. But basically, the way I would describe the gameplay is, as someone who grew up playing video games in the early to mid 2000s, the gameplay reminds me a lot of a mix between the old Pokemon video games on the Game Boy and Diablo 2. So it reminds me of Pokemon video games in the way that there are a ton of different champions, are the units that you collect in this game, and the different champions have different skills that attack or pump your units inside of turn-based combat. And part of the game is getting different combinations of champions and then leveling them up to customize them to get through different battles. And that's very reminiscent of the Pokemon games to me. And then the part that's similar to, as someone who played a bunch of Diablo 2, is one of the ways that you customize your champions is by putting different gear on them. So you can see here champions have 9 gear slots. So another part of the game is, as you're playing through different levels and grinding through dungeons, you look for different pieces of gear that make your different customizations of champions better in different ways. So there are certain champions that, like, this champion's a defense champion, for example, so he wants to prioritize defense as a stat on himself. I guess my picture here kind of blocks his stat box. Put me in the top. Yeah, so one of the things, if you play the game, we're going to jump into some actual games here in a second. If you play the game and you enjoy it, the Battle Pass is definitely the thing, if you were going to spend money on it, that I'd recommend getting. It's good value to dollars ratio. Turn these down a little bit more. They give you some good free stuff too. Like every day you log in, you get a free one of the base shards. Every week you log in, they give you a blue shard. So let's take a look at the combat. So there's a ton of different ways that you can play in the actual game. So there's a campaign, and the first time you play through the campaign, there's like little cutscene story modes that don't play on the higher difficulties. So if you look through, when I say I've played a little bit of Raid Shadow Legends off stream, I've actually 3-starred, which is perfected all of the campaign levels on the first 3 difficulties. So I've played a good bit. My 6-year-old actually loves the map. It's funny, when he sees me playing, he's like, "Dad, I want to look at the maps." He likes to sit here and scroll through them. Played a teeny tiny bit. So I haven't 3-starred things on the highest difficulty yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and play through a couple of these combats and see how far I can get. It's been a while since I've tried the campaign, see how far I can get. So to 3-star the campaign levels, you have to beat the level with just 2 champions, not losing any of them in combat. So I'm going to try with my archer and my vampire guy here. Yeah, the maps are very well done. So the combat in this game is turn-based. You can see here the bars at the top show the champion's health, and then the bar underneath it is what's called their turn meter. The faster champions go faster, go more soon in combat. So you can see here both of my champions are much faster than their champions here. I have a couple of different attacks down here. So this one just attacks one of the opponents twice as a chance to provoke them. This is a team boosting attack. It gives itself an extra turn after it uses it, and it boosts up the rest of my guy's turn meter. So I use this. You can see it's a bonus. It highlights my guys. He's going to pump himself up. That's probably on the loud side. Let's turn. I was not expecting that to be quite as loud. And you can see this thing's turn meter jumped up with that, and then I'm going to have him go in and smack something here. It wasn't too loud? Okay. It was loud in my headset, which doesn't always match you guys. And then my archer is kind of a DPS / level clearer. So her base attack only attacks one thing, but her second and third attacks here attack all of my opponents. So this one attacks everything 2 times, which clears them all. The different attacks that you have, you can see in the corner here, it tells you how often you can use them. After hearing your kid scream the other day, it's not that loud. Fair. So this guy can't quite use his power-up just yet. These first couple levels of the campaign might be pretty easy for these champions that I have put together. You can also, there's an option down here in the corner to make the combat go quicker. So you can click here. You click there, so it says 2x under here under my overlay, so I'm gonna have her shoot some things. Even the 2x isn't that quick. All right, and then their units survived there, but you can see that my guys are so quick that this vampire actually gets another round of combat before they get to go. This champion's gonna get to attack me pretty soon, but it's currently provoked, which means it's gonna guaranteed attack this one, so I'm gonna have him attack something else. Yeah, rock, paper, scissors. So you can see both of my champions here are blue. So there's 4 different kind of Pokemon style typings in this game where blue is good against green, green is good against red, red is good against blue. And then there's also a 4th color, purple, that's not good against or weak against everything. Hey, thanks to whoever just checked out Raid with the download up to 148. You can see, well, you can't see, under my face here, you can see it says round 3 of 3. So the campaign levels have 3 different rounds of guys generally, with increasing difficulty as you go down. So we three-starred this one, and we can go along to the next one. And then as we plow through these, we'll see. They'll probably get more challenging. Struggling to win an arena, should I wait for refresh? Definitely. So the PvP arena is largely about finding matchups that you can try and win based on what your team composition looks like. And we'll probably play a little PvP after I do some of the campaign levels. Oh, those had revive buffs. Okay, neat. Am I gonna show what it looks like when the enemies get to attack back? Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, we're gonna play. I'm gonna do a couple of arena runs, probably. We're gonna do this. We're gonna play for 2 hours, so well, we're gonna have time to show everything. I'll do a couple of dungeon runs. We're gonna open some shards. I have a bunch of shards to open where you get champions out of them. Loot boxes are fun. This is a sponsored stream segment, and they gave me a $100 allowance to buy stuff in game. But if I'm being honest, I'd spent that already before they did the sponsored segment. Just I spend money on the mobile games I play when I like them. I don't play many mobile games, but when I do, I dump dollars. Yeah, I think blue-white. Blue-white fits with what we have going on. And then save my power-ups for the last one. Which of the different in-game resources usually the limiting factor? So, when I can explain that, and I can show visually in a second. There's a unit called energy that's tied to your account that can limit how much you play in one sitting. But generally speaking, when you're starting out, you have pretty close to unlimited energy. So you can see here in the top right-hand corner, it says here, I have 93 out of 123 energy. And you recover 1 energy per 3 minutes when you're not over maximum. And there's, in the daily rewards that you get, you have other free energy refills. So for example, Every day you get playtime rewards. So if you've played for 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 40 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, or 180 minutes. As you can see, I might have played a bit last night, so I'm actually only 15 minutes away from the 180-minute playtime reward for today. There's also quests in the game that you get each day. So there's daily quests that I need to complete. You can see I need to complete win 3 more campaign battles to unlock these, and this is an energy refill. So battling in the PvP arena doesn't require energy, and when you fight in the arena 5 times, you don't even have to win, you just have to fight. You get an energy refill for the day. So there's 2 free energy refills every day just from completing the quests and the playtime rewards. And then there's weekly quests as well, which these will actually reset for me once we finish all my dailies for today. So let's play 3 more campaign battles to finish this, and then we can probably clear these out and finish the dailies up. Yeah, I don't have enough time to max out and spend all my arena tokens every day. Usually I do half a dozen battles, but it takes a while. There's a lot of different things that you can tune and twist and spend time on in this game, and the arena is definitely one of them. They might get to attack back, chat. That's scary. That's not really scary. So when you're clearing through early levels in the campaign in this game, just units that deal damage are some of the best ones around. When you start to get into the later dungeons and some of the PvP stuff, units that are supporting, that provide buffs or put debuffs on the opponents become more important. Weekly quests are not tied to the week. That's just how often they refresh, basically. So you have as much time as you want to do the weekly or monthly quests. Yeah, I'm gonna post this segment on my YouTube channel just like everything else. So you can see when you beat a campaign level, you get some silver. That's the free-to-play currency. And this is we actually got a 6-star shield here. So that's not bad. So I can explain some of the items after we finish our quests, how they work. Yeah, I figured okay, so this is, as the levels progress, some of the typing changes too. So you can see here, this is a red unit, and red is good against my blue unit. So he'll be a little bit resistant to my damage, although my champions are probably strong enough that we're still gonna cut through them. He didn't do a whole lot. Let's see if he survives this one. He did just barely survive, but he wasn't fast enough to get a turn. And then so this lightning arrow attack, it attacks one enemy first and then attacks the rest of them after. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack the one that's resistant to me twice, so I have a better chance to kill it. Oh no, chat, they're gonna get to attack back. I've not pulled champions yet. Teach you how to do the spider dungeon. The spider dungeon is one of the places where you kind of need some specialized champions for it. You need ones that are better suited for that task. So I'm trying not to use my last 2 cooldown powers here because the 3rd wave will likely be stronger than this wave, and your champions heal a little bit between each wave. So generally speaking, you want to save your better abilities for the final wave, the round 3. So I'm going to go ahead and use my power up here. And then I'm going to start by attacking the ones that are resistant to me. because they're less likely to die. This is a sponsored segment, Bob, for Raid Shadow Legends, which is a mobile game I've been playing a bunch of in my spare time. And then 4-star gauntlets, I don't really want at this point, so I'm going to sell those. And I think we need to do one more campaign level to finish the daily quest. Let's do one more. If you want a really easy way to support my content, use the download link. If we hit 250 downloads on that by Sunday afternoon, I'm going to go ahead and add a 10-hour magic stream next weekend as a thank you. And this is the first wave, so I'll use my powers on the first wave because they'll refresh before we get to the third wave. Oh, that's totally right, Tingy. I definitely did. I definitely did. You can play this on the computer? Yeah, they have a desktop client. In fact, if you use my referral link on a computer, it'll give you the computer downloader. How much of the download bonus will you reinvest into Raid? Probably a non-zero amount. Yikes. Okay, so this one's about to reset, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this here because I don't want to risk this dying, because if one of my champions dies here, I don't get to 3-star the level, and I'd like to 3-star it. Your champions heal a little bit between each wave, but not quite full. You could also see this champion starts with a shield modifier on it, which my gear gives her a shield protector for the first 3 rounds of each round, which is nice. The archer does attack twice, usually. Sometimes, maybe. All right, so that should complete my daily quest. Perfect. Yeah, her crit, she should be 100% crit. Did I screw with her gear? Yeah, she has 100% crit rate. So again, talking about customizing gear, the archer's actually a good example of how your gear matters. So her keen shot places an extra attack if it's critical. So I've stacked gear on her. You can see these gauntlets give a, God, my face is just never in the right spot. These gauntlets give a 50% crit rate. So she always does a critical hit. And another thing you can modify is the amount of critical damage you do. So when she lands a critical, she does 57% plus 55% more damage. Every item that you have in this game has a base stat. So this one has a base stat of crit rate bonus. This has a base attack rate bonus. This has a base speed bonus. And then there's different substats for the items as well. The rarity of the item dictates how many substats it has. So for example, a rare item, my face is just never okay. A rare item starts with just 2, and then as you level the items up, it gains more. In fact, I think one of my quests for the day was level up an artifact. Did I do that already? I already did that one. All right, so important to note that weak attacks never crit. Oh, that's interesting to know. All right, what did I want to do? I have battle pass missions too. So the battle pass, I mentioned this, if you play the game and end up liking it and you want to spend some small amount of money, the battle pass is definitely the best bang for your buck. So everybody gets the top row of the battle pass for free. And if you spend $25 on it, you also get the rewards at the bottom. And they give you an extra set of daily challenges. So I did that one yesterday. And then this one wants me to win 3 arena battles using a spirit champion. So we could probably do that in a second too. Hey, Lambake, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Do you have enough time to get to level 100? No, so a lot of the experience on the battle pass that you gain stuff for happens as each day. So like each day you get 20 points worth of things, and then a time over. I thought you meant time in this stream. Yes, without spending money, if you play for the entire 8 weeks, you can max the battle pass. There's also lots of extra free energy in here as well, so you can play more without spending your gems, which is great. It's good. Yeah, I've liked it a lot. Oh, one of my referrals also hit some books. Sweet. What were we gonna do? We're gonna look at items. I had quests, summon champions, increase champions levels. All right, let's do that. We want to open some shards. Who likes loot boxes? I like loot boxes. So this is how you get champions in this game. So you can get some champions just from playing the campaign levels. You can get champions as your reward instead of gear. You also get these shards. So mystery shards give you common, uncommon, and rares, and the rates here for all of them. So mystery shards are 72% common, 24% uncommon, 1.5% rare about. And then the blue shards give you mostly rares, some epic, some legendary. And then sacred shards always give you an epic or legendary. And then these void shards are the same percentage to give you epic and legendary champions, but they give you the special fourth faction type that aren't weak or good against anything in particular. So I've been saving my big ones. Let's open the big ones. See if we can get lucky and get a legendary. Whoa, we did get one. What does she do? Abessis. Attacks one enemy, removes a debuff from this champion and places on the target, so it moves the debuff over. Attacks all enemies, has a 50% chance of placing a decreased defense. Streamer, we're streaming, right? I should just open all of my shards while I'm streaming and get legendaries. Attacks all enemies, places a sleep debuff on this champion for 1 turn. Damage inflicted is proportional to either this champion's attack or the target's defense or attack stat, whichever is higher. That's a weird attack. What's her increase aura? This is the one with the event, right? This is not. That's she's a healer. That's Minya that has to do with the event. Let's try one more. All right, so this time we got an epic. Attacks one enemy, damage increases by 20% while attacking while under a veil buff. This attacks one enemy, damage increased by 35% while under a veil buff. What's her passive must give her a veil. Places a veil buff on this champion for 1 turn at the beginning of the round. And tell me what a veil does. I feel like it doesn't tell me what a veil does. This champion doesn't seem very good. Some of the champions are good, some of them are not. There's people that are super into the game that like have guides and stuff that tell you which champions are likely to be good and which ones aren't. Unless she's the only champ left. Okay. And then my daily quest wanted me to open a 3rd one, so we'll open at least one more. We got a rotting mage. Attacks one enemy, can place a stun. Places increase attack. It seems just okay. Some of the champions are better in some spots than others. The pop-up deals are obnoxious. I mostly just click them out. Sometimes they're good and I give them dollars. Veil is hexproof. So you can see here I completed summoning the champions. This is increase a champion's level in the tavern. All right, so over here in the tavern, the way you, in addition to playing with your champions through the gameplay to gain them experience, you can also level them up in the tavern. So you can see at the top of my screen here, I have various different colored brews. So you can give your champions alcohol to level them up at a faster rate. So for example, we're gonna give my war boy, who's a blue champion, a blue beer. And then click upgrade. And that kicks him from level 1 to 9. And then my last question here is fight in the arena 5 times. So the arena is the PvP portion of raids. So let's jump into that and look at what some PvP battles look like. So I am currently gold 3 in the arena, which is, it's close-ish to the top. I think platinum is above it. Yeah, there's 3, then 4, then the platinum tier. And so how the PvP works, you don't battle against other people in real time. Each player gets to assign their set of units to their defense. And then when you are battling, you battle against the computer controlling your opponent's set of units. So the PvP team that I have been playing with that's been working all right is this group of 2 support units with Seeker, my Vampire Dork, and what is this thing called? I don't remember the champion's name. High something or other. That makes my units faster. And then my Blood Gorge and my Elhain deal damage. So when I'm looking to pick out matches in the arena, my primary damage dealers are a blue unit and a red unit. So I primarily want to attack other people who have blue-based units because blue to blue is neutral and red to blue is good. If you're not familiar with what champions your opponent tends to be playing, you can click into here and see what they do. So there's their Fu Shan. It's a legendary, so I haven't seen this one before. This attacks 4 times at random, and each hit has a 50% chance of decreasing defense. This attacks all enemies 2 times, has a chance to stun. Attacks 1 enemy, has a chance of placing an extra hit. And then its aura is it makes their dorks faster. So being faster than your opponent in the arena is often key. So let's go ahead and jump on in here. And hopefully we'll get to go first because my one dork is real fast. I did not get to go first. This could go poorly. Okay, so that didn't go as planned. Normally my team is quicker than the opponents, but they got to hit us a couple of times there to start. So we're on my archer. What do I want to do with her? This is about to pop off. You can see its turn meter is almost full, so that tells you how soon it's about to take a turn. However, it's got a shield up, so there's a very low chance that I'll be able to kill it. So we'll use that one. So ideally, this one gets to go first. So yeah, going first in this game is good, as people said in chat, very similar to Magic, but it's dissimilar to Magic in that who goes first is dictated by the stats of your unit. So you can see here, I attacked this guy because his turn meter was almost all the way full, and this guy can provoke when he attacks something. So instead of this guy getting to do a powerful attack, he just had to use his base attack on this. This makes my dorks faster, but I might have just been too slow to start. I'm not sure we'll get to recover. Because, like, my big hitter here hasn't actually gotten to attack yet. So this guy's normally my one that kills most of their people. He says before he kills one and almost gets the others. So if this guy gets to survive another turn or 2, we might be okay. But there's a good chance we were just too slow to get in here. So this hits all of their guys. All right, and then there was one. And we died. Now, the daily quest mission doesn't require you to actually win your matches, it just requires you to play them. So there's you get to complete those regardless. It gives you this estimated team power underneath these things, but in all honesty, while it's a good rough estimate, the game overestimates some stats and underestimates others, and some champions are good against other champions, so it's not always accurate. So like, just because their team power says 108, for example, and mine's 93,000, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're guaranteed to win. The person who only has 1 champion on their team will probably hit them before we finish. All right, so we got to go first. God bless. So when my team gets to go first, it's really good. It's how we've leveled up. So this here, his ability, not only gives my team an increased attack rate, but it also boosts their turn meter. So when he gets to go first, generally speaking, my entire team gets to go first. They also have a seeker, it looks like here. So I'm going to have my seeker attack theirs because I want to provoke theirs because now their seeker won't boost their team. My high Catan here also has a team boosting move that not only makes my units faster, but gives them extra turn meter as well. So once I use her power up, you'll see this guy is going to get to go now as well, which is great. Now, both my archer and this guy have AoE attacks, so we can clear a lot of their team before they get to go a lot of the time when we go first. So this unit, if we click info here, their unit here has what's called an unkillable modifier on it currently for one of its abilities. It's a champion that when it's about to die, it makes itself unkillable for 1 turn. So even though this champion's almost dead, I don't want to attack it until this unkillable modifier is gone. So I'm going to go ahead and attack this one. So now that she took a turn, her unkillable modifier is gone and she'll go down. And then when we win, we get 10 points towards the arena track. If I hit 2,900 points, we advance into gold 4. And then we also get these 3 gold medals here, which are useful for upgrading our defense for the arena team. Someone asked here what's up with this person with 1 team. We'll go ahead and tag this one really quick. Something some players do to make their arenas easier. If you plateau at a certain point, it can be hard to get wins if you don't make your team better. You don't want to spend time making your team better. So they'll D-rank by leaving 1 champion in here that's easy for people to kill because you lose arena points when people beat your defense. That being said, this 1 champion had almost 40,000 power, so it might be really good and tough to kill. We'll see. Yeah, my DPS still did a lot of damage to it here. This ability, so since they only have 1 thing, I'm going to go ahead and use Decapitate here, which hits 1 enemy and ignores their defense, so it's really... usually does a big chunk. And we'll see what he does when he hits us. This unit's very strong. Yeah, looks like we'll be okay here. Every time the Tailwind ability comes up, you want to use it because it gives your guy an extra turn, so you should use it every time it pops up, usually. Hey, Mills, thanks for 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Any others? Yeah, I could probably beat this team. We'll see. If we're faster than them, we should be good to go. If we're not faster, we might be okay. Looks like we're a little bit slow. Oh, no. My team is very squishy for the most part because we're trying to like punk people out basically. Can you level epic champions to legendary, or are they quality lock? So the epic, legendary, or rare dictates how hard they are to get or how common they appear when you're opening shards. The way my team is built, my team's basically mono red. Yeah, I've got 2 things that try to make the rest of my squad faster, and then if that doesn't work, we die. The way my team is built, I'm on a glass cannon plan. Yeah, that's a lot of team power. And then if you get stuck, this is why people downrank like this, because if they get stuck, like, you get a refresh for free every 15 minutes, and you can also spend energy to get more refreshes. So you can kind of, like, pick and choose your battles a little bit. Like, I need primarily blue teams. This one might be beatable. Let's see. So even though this has more power, we're likely faster than this team because they don't have a champion with a speed aura. So hopefully we'll play this get to go first. Yeah, you can see here my team's a lot faster than theirs. So their turn meters are like at half, and my turn meters are basically all full. So I know that my team's gonna go before theirs at this point. They also look to be a little bit more tanky though, because they've got items that start their units with shields, it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and attack this one because it's green is weak to blue. I'm gonna go ahead and have her give my team a speed boost as well. Let's go ahead and hit this and see where we end up. You can see my attacks aren't doing a ton of damage to them because their team's a little bit tanky and less quick. So when they get a turn to attack us, we might have a bad time. In fact, because they're almost certainly going to get a turn, I think I want to try and use Decapitate to try and one-shot one of these. Okay, sweet. So we're able to kill that one, so they're not going to get attacks with all of these. Hey, what's going on, Al? I appreciate the 2 months. Welcome back. Doing a sponsored segment with Raid right now. If you want a really easy way to support my content, install the game using my referral link. If we hit 250 installs by Sunday afternoon, I'm going to add a bonus Magic stream next Saturday as a thank you. So this guy gets to attack, and he has a chance to provoke when he attacks someone. So this unit's about to get a turn, so I think I want to try and provoke this, which they resisted my provoke modifier. If you provoke a unit, it forces them to use their base attack instead of one of their better abilities. This hits all of their dorks and potentially makes them a little slower. All right, well, one of my DPS units is down, so this fight might be going bad here. This hits all of them. It's an okay hit. Now, my team is quicker, so we're going to get more attacks into theirs, which is great. I think I'm going to try and hit here again to try and provoke it. They resisted last time, so they're kind of likely to resist again. This can make my team quicker. Thanks, Lost Axiom. So this is about to pop off again, but it's got red on the alignment. So I think I'd rather have this attack here because green means I have a positive typing matchup. So I'd rather attack this that's likely to go down. Okay, so now we're 2v2. All right, and then there was one. Probably dead here. Oh, we're so close. And they have a freeze bonus. Yikes. Your champions heal out of battle. No, they automatically heal out of battle. You heal the full at the start of every combat. And so my daily quest was to just play 5 battles. So even though I lost a bunch of those, we still complete our daily, which fills my energy up and then completes that. And then I've actually completed my dailies for the last 5 days, so this completes my weekly quest, so I get to get this in a shard, and then it restarts the weekly quest. Every time you finish, you get a new set of these, and these give you extra energy for the week. I feel like the game does a good job of like guiding you around and telling you to giving you a hand figuring out what you're supposed to be doing each day, which is nice. The Battle Pass one requires that you win your arena battles. You have to win 3 with a spirit champion. So I need to go back into the arena and try and win 1 more to complete this one. Let's see if we can get one more decent matchup. I might be at a point in here where I should drop a unit in and try and D-rank a little bit. What do these guys do? Attacks all enemies, decreases their turn meter. Attacks 4 times, puts a leech debuff on them. This guy's got a big speak softly and carry a big stick, huh? Attacks all, decreases their turn meter. Okay, so like if these guys get to go first, they've got 2 things that slow me down. They have this as a speed unit. Let's see if we're quicker than this setup. If we get to go first, we might be okay here. You get to go first. Sweet. Okay, and they're also using high K just like we are. So we're gonna run up here and hit her first, because if we can provoke her, she won't be able to make the rest of their team faster, which we did. So there's a provoke debuff. So when this eventually gets a turn, she won't use her speed. She'll just come and attack my vampire. And AoE, which we got a bunch of them. Sweet. And then she gets to just go ahead and attack here. Yikes. All right, so I think we're gonna be okay still. My other guy didn't get to go, but these other ones survived. And then I have this attack here, so this should finish this off. Perfect. One of the things I want to do when I'm building out my champions further is I want to build a team with some more tanky champions so I can have some longer PvP battles. But the comparison to Mono Red earlier is very apt. My team is very aggro. You're using the AI against another player. So the way the arena works is each player sets up a defense team and then other players battle mine. And there's a log here, so actually go back and see on defense, we've actually been getting kind of crushed, which probably means I'm about in the right division. If you're winning most of your defense battles, you're probably a little bit lower than you should be. And I can go back in here and track who I've beaten. All right, so we got the last playtime reward, which finishes my battle pass for the day. So I get to claim this and claim this, which put me to level 58. So we get some more prizes. The battle pass stuff resets at UTC 00 every day, so 6 p.m. cornfield time. I played this game a ton off stream, D-Mills. This is 100% become my, I have time to poke on my cell phone at something, I poke at this. So you don't have to collect all of these right away. So I'm going to collect the silver right away because that's fine. I'm going to collect the silver right away because that's fine, but I'm not going to collect the energy because you can see here at the top I'm already past my max energy. Hey, thanks to whoever used the link to install. I appreciate it. All right, so these are extra things I have here. I actually have a bunch of extra energy waiting here for when I want to pop it. What's the key for? That's a good question. So clans, I mentioned if you start playing, there's a couple of Hoaglandia clans. So the clans max at 30 people. You can see here we have a bunch of members, and the clans benefit from everybody that's in the clan playing a little bit each day. Because how the clans work is there's this chest at the top here, and it says you earn 1 star just by coming in and clicking the check-in button, but then you also get extra stars by playing in the arena or fighting the clan boss a certain number of times. And the keys unlock your ability to fight the clan boss. So, and when the clan hits 90 stars as a team at the start of the next day, you get a prize from the clan chest. Someone created a 4th clan today with the new people coming in, so there's a 4th one with open spots in it. So the clan boss is another combat thing here. Normal clan boss is at 4.5 mil. And I actually haven't fought it yet. Okay, sweet. So the dungeon battles are 5 champions, generally speaking. So I get to pick 5 of my things here. We're going to go ahead and start. So this is a monster that the entire clan can fight each day. And you can see, as I drag myself down, the rest of Hoaglandia has fought in most of this today. You're not wrong. I missed a number of downloads because people were already, we're playing before I had an actual referral link. So the clan boss battles take a little bit because they have a ton of health. Normally you hammer on this for a lot of damage. Your shoulders are heavy on the clan boss. It does have a belly. Can we zoom in here? It's like a mouth. It basically has a mouth for a belly. And he's very angry. Now, generally speaking, this thing kills your entire team because it's designed to fight over and over again with your clan each day. So, for example, he has passive bonuses up here that like decrease the damage he takes from things, and then once your combat reaches a certain turn, you get this. Yeah, so I've mentioned, if you've heard me talk about this game, I've mentioned I would refer to it as a it's a partial idle game in some of the ways. So when you get to a certain point and get your team set up to play particular dungeons, there's an auto button over here which loses your team some efficiency, but it makes the computerize your team fighting it here. So you can see here where this is a hands-free battle from here, and often like the clan boss is a longer fight, especially if your team has some defense on it. So like, for example, when I wake up in the morning, I'll often like tell it to fight the clan boss and hop in the shower. Things like PvP or some of the higher level dungeons, when your things are still weaker, you want to definitely play through manually, because you lose some efficiency when you play through it on auto. But a number of the combat is definitely playing through on auto. So you like send your guys in to fight, watch, see how they do. So like when you're like farming dungeons for particular gear, you'll like run the dungeon a bunch on auto instead of like manually playing through it each time. Yeah, a lot of the grind is on auto when you get grindy and start leveling things up. Because the boss healing, does it heal? I don't think it heals. The boss does eventually die. So this thing started with 5 million health. You don't get a bonus if you don't get a bonus for killing the clan boss yourself, but your entire clan gets a bonus that fought it if you kill it in the day. So I think this clan boss on auto usually lasts like 5 or 6 minutes with this team that I have. Yeah, you get double rewards if your clan kills it. Get him! Get him! Arrgh. If you're ever playing and you're not sure what the little modifiers are that got put on your guys or the clan boss, you can click info and it tells you what the bonuses and debuffs are. Gives you a little heads up. What level do you have to be to join a clan? You can join one right away. In fact, one of the progress mission things at some point is it tells you, hey, go join a clan. So if you do end up playing and you like want to talk about gear or like what champions are good or how to build something, there's a Raid Shadow Legends channel in the subscribers Discord where a bunch of us have been chatting about it. The names of the four Hoaglandia clans are in there. Okay, see its total health. I don't think it tells you outside of just the bar. I don't think it shows me a numeric value inside the combat. Outside of the clan boss battle, I can look and see what its remaining health is. Mastermind, thank you for the 8 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, it would be nice if the info like showed you how much health they have. That would be a nice interface update to hear. It shows which ones are dead, and you can see here these are my DPS units. So like they're dead already because they're squishy. So just like, whereas like these two are my support units from the arena. One of the things that is interesting, my team's actually not that good at dealing damage to the clan boss, so there's specific units that put poisons onto the monsters, and poisons are very good in this this dungeon. So I think at some point I want to level up someone that has poisons, but the first thing I wanted to focus on was my arena team. Total damage during the fight would be interesting. Am I going for the fusion? I'm not going for the entire legendary fusion, but I do plan to get one of the epics. My team isn't as strong as Jeff's, but I outdamage the clan boss to the poison. Yeah, and actually that's one of the things I really like about this game is there's champions that are really bad in some areas, but fine in others. So you can see here, total damage output. Two of my damage dealers did 500,000 and 700,000, and then Cold Heart here did over 1 million on there. I did 2.97 million total. And if I click back out here, we can see this champion, this clan boss only has 1.6 million health left. And I've only done, I haven't quite hit the max. I'm actually going to hit this again really quick. We can probably kill it here because it has 1.6 million health left and we just did almost 3 million. So another minute or two of pounding on it and it'll be done. I think you get 2 or 3 clan boss keys per day. Yeah, the starter Kale does poison. That's the wizard, is really good for it. I picked the archer because I didn't Google anything to min-max this game when I started, and the archer's been fine. She's good for clearing stuff too. She's just less good in the clan boss because she doesn't poison. You can hold 2 at a time and they regen every 6 hours. Oh, I've been meaning to look that up. 6-hour regen on the clan boss key is good to know. That makes sense. Yes, the bottom tier masteries are also good for the clan boss key. My Elhain and Blood Gorge have max masteries. These other 3 don't quite have maxed yet because I can't quite farm Mentor 15 yet. I also, notably, my team composition right now, while Seeker and High K are support units, none of my units heal. If I had a healer in my mix, I'd probably be a little bit better here. One of the fusion champions is a healer that I think I'm gonna go for. Yeah, my, This champion here, Cold Heart, has lifesteal on it. I also have a Royal Guard with lifesteal that I could swap in here too. I should probably see, Royal Guard might actually do more damage than one of my arena champions. Could be a real possibility. He's almost dead. He's getting so low. That was a big hit. If you do decide to play and you're one of the infinite people in the world who has Amazon Prime, if you link your Amazon account to your Raid account, you get some free goodies in game for playing Prime. But I believe the Prime integration only works on mobile. So you have to install it on your cell phone to link that and get that integration. Look at that. All right, we killed it. So when you kill it, you get prizes based on how much damage you dealt, and then we get double prizes because our team, our clan in general, killed the boss. So I get 2 of the highest chests because we killed the boss and I dealt that damage threshold. Flat HP is sad. I might keep these. Nah. HP percent, defense percent, crit damage. These are okay. So one of the things to know about items when you're playing is that boots, chests, and gloves all have different primary stats on them. And generally speaking, primary stats, you want them to be percentages, not flat. Thanks for nothing. Rough. Oh, do I have one to claim here from yesterday? I do. 3-star gear is just not what I'm looking for at this point. Some really good 4-star gear I still use. Speed boots are great. Speed boots are really, really good. All right, I did all of these. And you can see here in these rewards, I have some extra clan boss keys waiting in here just in case I want to use them at some specific point, but like I have some energy in here too, but I also have overmax energy right now. So one of the things they have going on right now is one of the things you can do. There's a fusion event going on right now. So there's always these different champions in here that you can kind of collect the worst champions and turn them into an epic, or collect a bunch of worst champions and turn them into a legendary. So these 3 fusions are always available, I believe. And this one right now is a temporary fusion that's up for the next 2 weeks for Valentine's Day. So I have 2 of the 4 champions for Sky Touch Shaman here, and she's a healer, so I think I'm gonna work on that one. I missed one of the ones for this one, and some of these other ones over here require a little bit too much for me to go through. I don't have enough time to get them, I don't think. The other things that they have going on that's kind of neat, so there's tournaments and events over here. So the tournaments right now, there is a dragon tournament going on. Loading. So dragon tournament. So you get thrown into groups for the tournaments, and you can see here you gain points in the tournament based on farming items in a specific dungeon. And I currently have 1,000 points in this tournament, and at certain point thresholds you get specific rewards for the tournament, and then based on how you place among other people in your group, you also get other bonuses here. So if you're in the top 8 people who finish in this tournament, how many people are in this tournament group? Is it 50 or 100? This is a big one. There's 100 people in this tournament group, so if you finish in the top 8 points of this group, you get an extra bonus. Usually I just set a goal. Like I think I might actually go through and get this epic tome since I have 1,000 energy waiting to grind with. So for example, I have 1066 points here. So if I go into the dragon dungeon here, when you farm gear in here, you get points. So my team clears this dungeon in like 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. Crunch on through. This dungeon is 2 waves of 5 dorks and then a dragon at the end. Hey, Just Pert, thanks for the sub gifties. Hope you having a wonderful start to your weekend wherever you're at. I appreciate the support. So, five gifts for 5 months sub. Well, thanks for keeping on. I appreciate it. This is a very safe dragon level for me, so my team almost always wins this one. The dragon rears up here, and then if you can't kill through the purple health, it breathes fire on you in a big way that stuns your units. So you generally want to be able to do that to run the dragon on a particular level. I can give an example of a scarier dragon level where I can't auto it in a second once we finish this guy off. I might be able to do dragon 15 at this point, we'll see. We should try after this. You can see this hero here has lifesteal gear on it, and so does this one. So when these two deal damage, they gain life back, which is really good for running dungeons. Yeah, every dungeon has its own mechanic. So the mechanic in this one is how it sets up to breathe fire. So you need to be able to have enough damage to clear through its health total when it sets up to breathe fire. Generally speaking, if you can't clear through its purple there and it hits you, you're gonna lose. So you can see here, I got an item, which is only a 4-star item. I'm mostly at a point where I do only looking for 5- and 6-star items, so I'm just going to sell this. But it gave me 8 points towards my dragon tournament to move me up in those rankings. Yeah, auto loses you efficiency. So, for example, if you're able to manually clear through a level with a team, that doesn't mean you're going to be able to auto through it, because sometimes there's some small nuanced things that you want to be able to do, like specific timing on your skills that make them easier or harder. So there's lots of different levels in each of these dungeons, different stages, and which stage you fight dictates what level rewards you can get out of it. So I've cleared up to level 14, so I've not beaten 15. I've tried 15 a couple of times and died. 15, one of the things to notice in here is the alignment on these dragons, or on the dungeons, changes as it rotates through. So like, if you have a team full of units that are good against blue things but not good against red things, 14 will be a lot harder than 13. Hey, thanks to whoever used the install link, I appreciate you. So for example here, this is a green alignment dragon, so I probably want to pull, even though Bloodgorge is a strong unit, I want to pull him from my lineup because he's not going to be very good in against a green unit. He's going to take extra damage and he's going to deal less. I'm going to sub in another one of my level 60 blue units. I'm going to take these guys off of auto because I would like to try and min-max a little bit more since these guys, this area is harder. Still start by powering my thing up. Let's see how much my AoE does here. Yeah, I didn't even do half here. So this attacks everything. This attacks 4 at random and decreases their speed. This attacks all opposing units. Ideally, I think you want to be able to get through the waves without them hitting you back a lot of the time. This attacks everything. Get some chains. And she's really good because her attack, if it doesn't kill them, it sleeps all of them, potentially, which is great. And then you see that one skipped its turn because it was asleep. And now, I don't really want to use an AoE attack here because it'll wake this up. Hey, Jin, thanks for the 36 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope you're having a wonderful start to your week. Or wonderful end to your week. Sorry, it's the end of the week. It is Friday. And you can see here, one of the things I'm doing is I'm preserving using my cooldown skills here when there's only one unit left. And that's something that the game on auto doesn't do. When you're having the computer auto your team, it basically hammer fires your cooldown skills as quick as possible, which is not optimal a lot of the time. So start of a new one, new wave. Let's put my power up on. Attack that one. Hit them all. Hopefully pick off a couple of them here before we really start. Her attack all still is on a cooldown, so we're probably going to get hit here. Yeah, we're doing a sponsored segment for Raid Shadow Legends. Been playing a bunch of this off stream, and F2K had the hookup for a sponsored deal. So if my units take a little bit of damage here, it's not a big deal because they do heal some when we clear this wave. But if I lose units here, I'm probably not going to be able to beat the dragon. And my Elhane's taking a lot of damage here. So we might get to the dragon with just 4 champions. Should not be good for us. Yeah, she's down. And she's one of my higher DPS units, so heading into the dragon down a champion probably means I can't beat it. And this is when you get stuck on a place, usually it means that you either need a different mix of champions or you need to get better gear for the champions that you have. If you're just coming in, you enjoy my content, a really easy way to support it is by giving Raid to install using my link. If we hit 250 installs, I'm going to add a bonus stream next weekend. So we'll see if we can beat the dragon four-handed here. Probably not. One of the things too to consider is like my one unit that died here, my Elhain, she's one of my arena champions, so the gear that's optimal for a champion to be fighting with in the arena isn't necessarily optimal for it to be running dungeons with. So we're doing some chunks here. I probably want to wait. So Heartseeker does a pile of damage because it does more damage based on how much health they have. I probably want to hold this until the dragon rears up, because when it rears up, if I can't deal a pile of damage to it, it's going to breathe fire and dumpster my team. So it's about to get its first turn. It reared up here. This is perfect because now I get my extra attack in, my extra attack power thing in. So if we can clear through the purple here, we might be okay. Let's see if Heartseeker can do it. It's gonna be close. If we had a 5th unit dealing damage, it would be easier. So it's still gonna get to attack when its turn meter fills. It's just the attack is slightly less good than if I didn't clear through its health. You can see this champion places a heal reduction here, which is useful if your enemies are ones that are healing. The game has some very expensive bundles. So the game lets you basically spend money to skip any part of the grind that you want to spend, but skipping a lot of the grind just kind of skips the game. So like, spend a little bit if you enjoy the game to support the developers. For sure, the battle pass is really good value if you have spending money and you enjoy the game. I think that's like 25 bucks for the base one. We'll see if we can get through this purple the second time. I don't think we're going to be able to. My Heartseeker's not ready yet. It's still on cooldown here, so I think we're going to get to see the dragon eat my team here. It's going to get its turn meter full and it's going to gobble him up. Yeah, it's not a good scene. And we're not even half dead. Maybe if I could get through with all 5 champions being alive, we could be okay here, but without another thing dealing damage, just not enough. He's so angry, chat. You do still get some rewards because you did kill the minions on your way in, so that's nice. Yes, yeah, the battle pass is insane value compared to some of their other ones, yep. Agree. Let's look at some of the other dungeons. The different dungeons have different challenges to them and different ways that you need to approach them. The spider den is a pretty unique one. Let's do... I don't think I can do stage 11 yet. I think I need another good green champion. How long does the battle pass last? 2 months, 8 weeks. I think this team composition looks good. Yeah, the red affinities are hard. I need another good green champion. All right, so how this battle works, at the start of every one of your champion's turns, new little baby spiderlings pop up, which actually makes you don't have to repair gear. Have a good one, Jin. So this guy that takes an extra turn is actually a little bit of a liability, but he gives us enough of a good increase that it's worth doing, so more spiders come down. Then this battle is about 2 things. It's about controlling the turn meter on the big spider up here, so the yellow bar is the spider's turn meter, while also ensuring that you kill the waves before they get to attack you. So for example, a lot of these little baby spiders almost have their turn meters full, so I want to use an AoE attack here to try and clear them out. And you can see her AoE cleared a lot of them out. More come down every turn. Then Cold Heart's very good against these turn meter control matchups because this attack, in addition to doing extra damage based on the target's health, it also has a chance to decrease their turn meter fully. So the spiders almost completely filled. It's over halfway full, so I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger on this. And the Heartseeker, you can see, just wiped out its turn meter, resetting it, kind of delaying it back to the beginning. So my Blood Gorged here has an AoE attack and a single target attack, but there's only 4 spiderlings in play, and their turn meters are quite low, so there's no reason to do an AoE attack yet. So I'm going to go ahead and use Decapitate on the big spider, which takes a big chunk out of its life. Again, little spiderlings not having a lot of turn meter, so this champion also has an AoE and a single target, so I'm going to go ahead and use the higher damage single target here. Seeker only has a single target in addition to his attack buff thing, so spiders are getting a little bit closer to popping off here, so I'm going to go ahead and use my AoE attack here that hopefully kills a lot of them. Got him. This is a level of the spider den that I've done a couple times before. So like this one's a good example of a level my team's not good enough to have the computer play this level because the computer doesn't prioritize the timing things that I'm prioritizing while fighting the spider. So you need a more specific team to be able to grind this one while more idle. So the spider's about to get a turn here. So because the spider's about to get a turn, another thing we need to keep track of is the spider has an attack here. Oh, it has a passive is what it does. So it eats at the start of its turn. If it hasn't used this passive yet, it eats all the baby spiders and then it heals itself by 3% for each spider it eats. So the turn before it eats everything, if it's going to get a turn, you want to try and clear out as many of the spiderlings as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and use my AoE attack here to clear a bunch of them. So that way this has less food to eat. And then I'm going to use the AoE again here. And then when it got to its turn here, there were no spiderlings, so it didn't get to eat anything. So it didn't heal, which is great. I don't really need to AoE here, I guess. These spiders are pretty low on turn meter, and this is low on turn meter, so I'm just going to use my first attack to hit it twice. Cold Heart. These things are getting ready to attack, so I think I want to use an AoE here to try and kill them. And then her AoE did not kill them, so they might get a chance to attack here. They did not. Good. Sweet. So the turn-based combat in this really reminds me a lot of when I played a lot of Pokemon TCG as a kid, or the Pokemon video game growing up, the way the turn-based combat works, only with larger multiple teams. And then this is almost dead at this point. Working our way through. There's people that are really into this game a lot more than I am that have like various guides out there, and there's sites that rank the champions based on which areas they're good in. So like if you wanted to build a team that was, for example, optimized to fight the spider, you could do that. There's YouTube videos of guys online running through teams that like kill the spider on the hardest level on auto, but they're very specific teams that you have to build. Yeah, that's my description. Pokemon meets Diablo is very accurate. And then we got a piece of gear. We got an epic ring. Flat stat defense is kind of sad. It's for Night Reverence. That's a mediocre piece of gear. Have I highlighted most all of the different areas? We talked about the tavern. Oh, there's a market where you can buy stuff. So these things, can accessories roll percentage as main stats? Specific ones can. So weapons, helms, and shields always have the same bonus. So shields always have flat stat defense, helms always have flat stat HP, and then weapons always have flat stat attack, and then gloves, chests, and boots range in what they have. So example, these boots give attack as their primary percentage, but these boots give speed as their primary stat. I probably have a couple other examples in here too. Those give attack. These give speed. So there's a range of things that these can have for primary stats, and these things here can also have varying primary stats. You can also, actually this is a good one, you can upgrade your things as well, and as you upgrade them, the primary stat gets better, and then every 4 levels, you get a new bonus substat if it's not a legendary gear with 4 to start. So if I upgrade this to level 8, I don't know why I had it sitting at 7. So you spend your silver currency to upgrade. When it hits 8, it will get a new bonus substat here. So now this increases my accuracy by 10. Oh, I think you can get, I don't actually know all the primary stats you can have on rings and amulets, but I'm pretty sure you can get some percentages on them. I've been meaning to look that up. You're right. Most of these have been flat stats that I've seen. I feel like, okay, yeah, here. This one's crit damage. This one's defense, HP. I feel like I've seen ones that aren't just crit damage. All of mine appear to be crit damage or flat stats, though. I'm sure there's a guide somewhere that has it written down exactly what they range on. I should look that up as I maximize more gear. I haven't spent a lot of time farming the spider dungeon for these accessories. If you look at my champions, a lot of them don't have a lot of accessories. Prioritizing building a team that can farm the spider's den at some point is probably something I should do. Faction Wars is something someone mentioned that I haven't shown yet. So Faction Wars is something I haven't done a ton of because this is super end game content when you've been playing a ton. And what these are, I don't know that I even have teams that can play these. So Faction Wars are, in each of these areas, you can only use units of specific factions to fight them. So in this area, for example, you can only use Skinwalker champions. And in this area, you can only use Ogren champions. If you look, I have one champion that's a 50 here, but like to progress through these dungeons, you need like 4 or 5 good champions that are all the same faction to play through. So these are content for people that have much bigger accounts generally. Yeah, you can clear through the first through. Stage 7 is where you hit a wall. These rotate through different days, which ones are open. So for example, the Orc Crypt's gonna open in 2 hours. This one opens in 4 days, a week, 3 days, etc. So it rotates through which factions are open each day. And there's a ton of different champions in this game. So these are all the different factions, and you can click into these like High Elves, for example. These are the legendaries in the High Elves. You can click into these and you can see what they look like and what their stats do. What's my favorite part of this game? It's a very satisfying game from a progression standpoint. I feel like there's always different things it's giving you to do to progress, even someone like me that's been hammering on it for a while. So in terms of like having a goal and achieving a goal, it's fun in that way. If you like minimizing and maximizing and watching numbers go up, it's good for that. So like for example, there's a missions here that like, even though I've been playing a ton, I'm only halfway through the second batch of missions here. And this one currently wants me to go find potions in a specific dungeon. I don't think I mentioned the sparring pit. So the sparring pit is you can leave champions in here and they just idly gain experience. So like they gain 2,300 XP per hour. These guys will level up in 7 hours. Hey, Chris, thanks for the sub. Hope you're having a wonderful start to your weekend. The events are something I didn't talk about here that actually I achieved a little bit of here when we were opening champions earlier. So normally speaking, there aren't this crazy number of events in the game. Usually there's 1 or 2 events going at most right now. But right now they have a special Valentine's Day thing going on that has a bunch of events going. So like, for example, this is a training event where you earn points for leveling your champions up. And you can see here, I've earned 19,000 points in this event. And if I get up to 23,000, I get the skill tome. If I get up to 30, I get this other legendary skill tome. This was an event that I've actually completed already. This one was pretty short. you have to play in the arena and earn medals. The Summon Rush is this one that just started today, actually, which we got a ton of points in from opening champions earlier, and maybe we'll roll some more. This'll be one where I probably won't max it just because I don't have that many champions to open. And generally speaking, once you have a little bit of a team, you want to hold your shards to open for a special event like this because it just gives you extra free stuff on top of getting the champions that you want anyway. So for example, this one here, I currently have 1,020 points. And at the bottom here, it says you get various points for opening shards of various amounts. So to get this extra XP boost, I need 50 more points. So if I open 3 of my blue shards, I'll collect those. And honestly, I think I'm probably going to crack all my shards for this event because one of the rewards for it is Reliquary Tinder here, which is a really good support champion that I think might help me in some of the dungeons. So I think I'm probably going to crack all of my shards and get up to the 1,700 at least. Should we do that? Let's open some loot boxes. I have 34 blue shards. I've been saving them for a while. Two epics. That's not a bad roll. I think epics are 6% out of these shards or so. Yeah, streamer luck. All right, what do these do? Jotun. He's a big swole dude. He's a big swole dude. Attacks one enemy, decreases their max HP, so that's useful if someone's healing. Attacks one enemy, has a 75% chance of placing an HP burn debuff for 2 turns. So HP burn debuffs are good against like the clan boss champion because HP burn deals a percentage of their health and the clan boss just has an absurd amount of health. Decreased defense. This is probably an okay clan boss champion. Yeah, Zargala is one I've seen a lot of other people playing in the arena. Attacks all enemies 2 times, has a chance to place decreased defense. And eventually, if you ascend her, attacks 3 times. Attacks 1 time, activates the crack armor skill if it's killed by this attack. So if you devastate, does it crack armor even if crack armor's on cooldown? That would be sweet. I bet that's how that works. I wonder if that works like that. Yeah, that's sweet. So you lead on crack armor and then you use this to kill something and then it does crack armor again. Yeah, I see why this champion's good. And then her just A1 places a weaken. Crimson Helm. I need more green champions. So is this useful? Places an increase deep defense on allies and places a revive on death. This seems okay. Attacks 4 times at random. Each chance has a 75% chance of placing a provoke and places a block damage buff on this champion. Oh, I think I've played against this champion a few times. Yeah, she seems good. Block damage just means it just doesn't take damage for a turn, which is really strong. The basics of choosing good items is you want as few flat stats as possible on your sub stats and as few flat stats as possible. You don't want any flat stats as your primary stats in the bottom 3. Attacks one enemy, has a 30% chance of placing a decreased attack. Yeah, that one seems pretty good too. And this is probably one I'll level up because I don't really have a lot of good green affinity champions, so that seems useful. Oh, Soulbound Bowyer. I actually think this one's pretty good too. This is one of the new ones they just added in the last patch. So this has a 75% chance of fully depleting the target's turn meter. So like this could be really useful in the spider's den for turn meter control or battles where that matters. Could also be okay in the arena. If you get to go first with this, you get to turn it down. Yeah, she's also one of the champions for the fusion event. Yeah. I think I missed the first Sepulchre champion, so maybe I would really like if I could open that one. Get a little bit lucky. We got a few more of these. Let's see what we get on the second roll through. Oh, is this the one I'm missing? I think this is the one I'm missing. That's sick. I'm pretty sure it is Mystic Hand. So I didn't get any epics here, but Mystic Hand I think is the fusion champ I missed. So I wanted to get this one. Yeah, sweet. And I earned this one already. So this last champion, Mirdim Defense. He's in, where's he coming up at? Mirdim is available in the second Dragon Tournament, so on the 25th to 26th, I can earn this champion and then complete this fusion, turn these 3 rares into this. Sweet. So I think I'm on track to do the Sky Touch Shaman, and then I'll probably do the Sentinel as well. So that's great. Sentinel looks like a powerful champion. She has a chance to completely block damage for a turn. She places increased def and block debuffs, and then she places decreased attack. Now, one of the other things you can see here on these champions, they have these various levels on all of their attacks. Another one of the knobs or things that you can grind for in this game is called skill tomes. So when you come here in the Tavern, this is where you upgrade your champions between different star levels, and you ascend them to turn their stars from yellow to purple. But they also have the ability to upgrade their skills here. So you can see this champion, I have her Shamanic Lightning at maximum. I have this one at maximum, but she's still missing 2% boosts here. So if I wanted to spend my epic skill books, I could increase this to give it a better debuff chance. But I don't really know that debuff chance matters. So I think I might hold on to these books for now. My one piece of advice if you start playing Raid is be conservative with your skill books, because they give you a number of them to start, but they get harder to get as time goes on. Dumping your rare skill books are easier to get, and putting all your rare skill books into your starter is good. But other than that, try and figure out which champions you're really going to use before you put more books on them. Like, for example, I got Allure early and dumped a bunch of skill books into her, and she's only okay. Like, I don't know that I'm going to spend 2 more books to finish maxing her out. I've not been impressed with her in a lot of my lineups, but she's got a bunch of books in her. Yeah, I actually feel like I got pretty lucky, because this was just the first legendary I opened, and I just started booking him because he was my only legendary, and he's actually pretty good, so he's fully booked. Yeah, you can use duplicate champions as skill tomes as well. Let's finish opening these, see if we can get really lucky and pop a legendary. That's another epic. There's Fencer. She's one of the fusion champions, but I already have one of her that I earned. Hey, that's another green epic. Let's see if he's any good. Vergus. Places a continuous heal buff on the champion for 2 turns if their HP drops below 50. So you can book this. So this normally has a 3-turn cooldown, but you could reduce it down to 1. So it just always has a 15% heal if it's below 50. Places a 15% continuous heal and increased speed and reflect damage on target ally for 3 turns and give it ally protection. Attacks one enemy. This doesn't seem particularly good. It could protect like one specific ally and then it heals itself, but it doesn't really have any AoE, and it doesn't really, I guess this can put a reflect damage something on one of your allies, but this seems a little bit weaker overall. Attacks an enemy and then revives a random ally with 40% HP if this target kills the target. That's pretty sweet. Attacks 3 times at random. Each has a 50% chance of placing a weakened debuff for 2 turns. That's not bad. It's not quite AoE, but it hits a few things, so it could weaken a few of them. That seems fine. Some of these champions, like I mentioned for the faction crypts, they'll be useful in the later game there. If I eventually keep playing. Got 4 more of these. Let's pop them open. Looking for purples and yellows. Man, that's an ugly. I mean, I'm sure you're beautiful to someone, Fleshmonger, but man, I like the necklace hands are a nice touch. Attacks all enemies, has a chance of placing decreased defense. Places increase attack and C rate on this champion and then gives it an extra turn. The ones that give it an extra turn are pretty good because it's basically a free roll. You like get this bonus for free passively. Oh, this is a fusion guy. I wonder if I'll do some of these fusions just from opening rares in here. I'll have to look at them all and figure it out. Acolyte. Is there more to the combat gameplay than just choose one of 4 abilities and choose targets? How you build your teams when you get deeper champion pools is something that you consider too. So all of your champions have set abilities, and then one of the other customization things, you ought to log into your account on your phone if you created it via desktop. It should just be in the settings, I believe, once you play through the tutorial. There should be an option to link your Polarium account. Hey, Requiem, thanks for the 7 months. One of the other customization things you have is each champion has what's called masteries here, which are scrolls you can earn to do these. And if you click into here, there's a ton of different trees that you can customize your champions with to give them different abilities. So depending on what your champion's built to do and what role they're taking in your team, you want different mastery sets. There's a ton of different trees here, and like some of the websites that offer details about champions kind of show you like, okay, if you want this champion to farm dungeons or to be good in dungeons, you want to build your masteries in this way. But if you're building it to like PvP in the arena, these skills are a little bit better, and like which gear you put on things can differ. Like which stats to prioritize on your gear can be different depending on where you want to use a champion. Yeah, there's a lot of different knobs to turn. Lot of different knobs to turn. Oh, I had a weekly quest to summon champions, right? Yeah. And these dailies reset in little under 2 hours. They do at 6 p.m. CT. One of my pieces of advice if you're starting out is don't worry about the arena until you're much deeper into the game. Run around and do a lot of the different dungeons and PvE stuff, and eventually you get into here. I played a ton before I ever got out of bronze. Oh, we unlocked more bonuses in here from rolling shards. We got that one, and we got a book, and we're actually almost at her, huh? We're 50 points off of the reliquary tender. Pretty good. I've got some void shards we can crack to get her at some point. Let me show how you level up units. Okay, so one of the ways you farm through leveling up units. Oh, you didn't get here for the PvP. I'll show you a PvP battle in a second after I do this, Jim. So part of this game is grinding up your units. So Elhain here is my campaign farmer. She's able to run even the highest difficulty of the campaign on her own. I have a bunch of good units in here. So I've got a bunch of level 9 1-star champions here. Level 10 is the maximum for 1-star champions. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. And the amount of experience you get from playing this level is enough to take these champions from 9 to 10. So I'll do run through of this campaign area. So you can see the little champions you're leveling up die. Yeah. So when you get 1-star champions to 10, so all of these guys are 10, then you take them to the tavern, and in the tavern here, once I scroll down, I have a bunch of rare champions I need to sort through in here now since we just opened those. I have a bunch of level 10 things. So you put them in here, and then you can upgrade their rank. So the way you get higher star champions is, this is a level 10 1-star. You then put another 1-star champion in here, and you hit upgrade, and then he turns into a 2-star champion here. And then you can see here, similarly, every time you hit a new star level, you need more to level them up. So I have a level 20 2-star champion. He needs 2 2-stars to feed into him to upgrade him into a 3-star. And then similarly, I've just had things in here from the leveling event that I was doing. So like I have some 3-star champions here. So if I put a 3-star champion in here, you can level them up by putting 3. Actually, I have, that's so funny. I have some chickens here. So the chickens are as good as 3-star food. I have an apothecary. I know he's good. I've been being a hipster and putting off getting an I have a 4-star apothecary for the fusion event I want to use with Skytouch champion, but like everybody uses apothecary and I think it's really boring. I want to be hipster and build my own team. My team would probably be better if I'd suck it up and use the apothecary, but I'll do what I want. Don't tell me how to live my life. So I've got a 4-star apothecary in here. I plan to throw him into the fusion to get the Skytouch champion. Leveling up is basically a pyramid scheme. Yeah, and getting to some of the 6-star champions takes a while because in order to turn a champion from 5 stars to 6 stars, you have to feed it 5 other 5-star champions. So that takes a little bit. The PvP component, Jin, if you didn't see it earlier in the arena here, you don't play real time against other players. Each player in the arena defines a 4-champion defense. And then when you battle, you get to look here through lists of the opponents and you pick who you get to battle. So let's try one here. I feel like I've kind of plateaued in the arena. Like I'm at about the point where I'm losing like slightly more than I'm winning now. I feel like I'm gonna need better gear or better champions to push past like this gold 3-point. Has the raid stream just started? No, we've been going for about 2 hours. Oop. Hold on just a second. All right, so let's try this. My arena team was appropriately described earlier as basically being mono red. So I've got 2 champions that try to make the rest of my champions go first. So this champion has a power up which gives all of my other champions extra turn meter. So you can see I'm gonna click him and all of my champions are gonna gain extra yellow bar. So he gives them extra attack and extra turn meter. And then his first attack here has the ability to place a provoke debuff. So whoever he provokes, if he does it successfully, won't get to use their best attack to start. And they have an apothecary here, which is gonna speed up their team. So I'm gonna try and attack their apothecary to stop him from speeding up their team. He resisted my provokes, rude. Then my second champion here also increases the turn meter on my champions and makes them faster. So hopefully this speed gives my 2 DPS champions, my Elhain and my Bloodgorge, the ability to go before their entire team so I can pick off 1 or 2 of their champions before they even get a turn. And you can see here, Elhain killed 1 of them, and then Bloodgorged also has an AoE attack. Oh no! Yikes. Alright, so I was in a teaching mode and forgot to look at their champions to prioritize. This champion on the right over here apparently has the ability to revive their team, which would have been good to look at. You can click into their team and look at what abilities their champions have. And I don't have all of them memorized yet, so I should probably pay more attention to that. So she undid my hard work there. Duchess is in a lot of the top end teams. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, we might not be dead here. We're in a worse spot than we otherwise could be because I didn't realize what their champion did. So I should have prioritized attacking Duchess more because she could revive. Looks like we're gonna be okay. So they knocked down one of mine, but this is probably kills them. Okay, so There was no punish. My team was good enough to pull through there. And then when you win an arena battle, you earn some points on this track. And if I get all the way up to 2,900, I'd advance to gold 4. If I lose down to past 2,700, I'd fall back down into gold 2. You also get these little gold medals at the end. And what the gold medals do, yeah, Blood Gorge is great because he blocks revives, yeah. The medals allow you to upgrade your things here. So the Great Hall gives your champions different bonuses on defense. So people who have more experience in the arena have better bonuses on their defensive squad as well. So I don't have a ton of upgrades here because I've only been playing for like a month and a half. But we're working on slow and steady. Yeah, the higher you get, the more bonuses your attacking champions get, right? Yeah. All right, this is just energy, right? Yeah. You want me to focus on accuracy? Really? I don't have any champions on my defensive lineup that need accuracy. I'm sure I will at some point. You got like 20 more minutes. I'm gonna see how much of the campaign I could 3-star on the highest difficulty. Been meaning to go through Nightmare because you get extra rewards for 3-starring it. I probably don't want to auto this. It's probably not a great idea. The stats affect all parts of the game, not just arena. Oh, really? I didn't realize the Great Hall was everywhere. That's good to know. I guess that makes more sense why it's good to focus on that. So that makes you much better in dungeons. So on the second wave here, I guess I have 2 cooldowns here. All right, let's just do that. Yeah, I'm aware of what ACC does. I just didn't realize that the Great Hall impacted you outside of arena defense. I thought it was just arena defense. That was a big shield. Almost have this guy dead. Perfect. So we 3-starred the entirety of this, and down here at the bottom, as you earn stars playing through the campaign, you get different bonuses here. So like, for example, now that I've collected 15 stars, I got a bunch of silver. As we play through the campaign, you kind of see some of the range of what the different models in the game are. A lot of different champion skins. Yeah, definitely catch-up fights. I plan to max this dragon event too that's going on right now because I want to get Sky Touch Shaman. But I'll probably do, since I only need 1 more for that one, it makes a lot of sense to finish that fusion as well. It was probably a bad attack. Should have attacked the weaker one. Hey, thanks to whoever checked out Raid using the link. I appreciate it. This has a block damage debuff on it currently, so attacking it doesn't really do anything until it gets a turn. It's one of the more annoying debuffs. Yeah, I don't know if she's good either, but she seems like a really unique champion to build around. Seems hard to evaluate. Really, really neat take on how you could have a healer mechanic work. Oh, it revived with a block damage debuff. It's a half idle game, Hippie. So when you're like farming dungeons for gear, it's definitely an idle game. So like part of the reason why I play so much of it is I play parts of it on idle. But this is the nightmare difficulty for the campaign. So I wanna play through, because you lose efficiency when you're playing it on auto battle. So like if your champions are capable of winning a fight on auto, it means you're more than good enough to do it on manual. Because like doing it on auto as an idle game, it you lose efficiency because it doesn't time your skills appropriately a lot of the time. So some of these I might be able to do, but I'd rather just like guaranteed play through them since we're sitting here hanging out talking anyways. It's a good game to play on stream for BSing. We just get to hang out a little bit. This guy heal when he comes back? Yeah, this guy has a revive every time. Someone else said they had an issue with saying it couldn't load the resources. If you're on Android, you need to click open in your browser. Android doesn't like URL forwarders as a security feature. So if you hit open in the browser, it'll forward you to the App Store appropriately, because the URL needs to be a forwarder because it forwards you to the right App Store or the desktop link if you're clicking on a desktop system. Any recommendations for the early to mid game? Just follow along and do as many of the missions that you can. Play as far into the campaign as you can to earn stuff. My number one piece of advice, and definitely if you're starting now, past conserve your skill tomes, is don't try and do everything. Like there's a bunch of events going on right now and tournaments, and it kind of makes sense if you're in the early stages to just skip the tournaments to work on the progress in other places. So there's a lot of content in the game to keep end game players interested. So especially when you're new, don't feel like you need to try and do everything. Just like pick certain areas to focus on and work through those, and then like move to the next when you feel like you're ready. Oh, you know what? I should be using Decapitate on this to just block the revive. I've had my Blood Gorge in here this entire time and just keep like not decapitating the stupid lizard. The Decapitate ability prevents reviving. Alright, so this guy, can we one-shot decapitate him? Yeah, we can. Block the revive. Stay down. Get out of here. Hey, thanks to whoever used the link. I appreciate you. So you can see this guy placed a counterattack buff on himself. So when my guy attacked him, he attacked back. Now, if we kill him, he won't attack back. What's the best way to get purple or orange shards? Just completing through the missions. You won't get a ton of purple and orange shards by default because they're one of the more premium items to get. So like playing through the campaign on the difficulties and 3-starring them gets you orange shards. Completing the different challenges can get you some orange shards. There are sometimes the events, when you're ready to start doing events and stuff, you can get void shards from there. Yeah, you should, if you think you're gonna play for a bit, you should max your mind to start with your gems. Then that starts giving you extra stuff each day. There are 2 guys that revive here now. I can't decapitate them both, chat. It has a cooldown. That's true. You can get some with your credit card. That is accurate. Kale the wizard is the best starter. That is accurate. The silly block damage debuff. Or block damage buff. It's a positive, so it's a buff. They both just revive? I think they just both revived, huh? All right, we're gonna decapitate the one that likes to pop back up. Whoosh. Hey, nice, Wolfie. The first 6-star, when you get a 6-star to farm, makes farming for other things a lot easier. All right, so these affinities, so you kind of want to adjust your team based on the affinities to say maximize 2, although 2 green and 2 red's a little awkward. So like green is good against blue, or green is good against red, but red's good against blue. So like putting a red or a blue champion here is both a little bit awkward. I guess my green champ's good against both. I'm gonna put Elhain in because she has 2 AoEs. Yeah, maybe Elhain was a bad choice. The first wave is all red. Yeah, she's not particularly good. You can see here the type matching being really important. We might actually lose Elhain here, and then we'll need to restart if I want to 3-star it. Probably want to stick to my Blood Gorged. Okay, maybe. She will heal a little bit when we get through here. Okay, one of these is green at least, which means Elhain gets better. Yeah, might be okay here, even though our types aren't ideal. Hey, wait, Beam. How's it going?
It's going.
Ready to go check in Pinewood Derby cars?
Well, we gotta set up first. No. Are you winning?
Well, I mean, it's like single player content, so mostly.
Jacob and I just put the wheels on his car.
Was he excited?
He is.
Did you put weights in them yet?
Yeah. I put a couple weights in each, and I couldn't tell from the picture from when we weighed it what the next size of the other 2 weights I needed for each one, so I'm just going to wait when I get there, and I'm bringing my glue gun with. Because hot glue dries fast, so I'm just going to use the hot glue.
Yep. It's very important that you weigh the cars, chat. So that way nobody cheats and has an unfair advantage.
Because I'd rather put more weights in than have to take weights out.
Yep. Taking weights out sounds awkward.
But we're gonna leave in a few minutes.
Love you.
But I won't have self-service there.
Yeah, you're fine.
Because at the school.
Yeah.
You sure you can get deck?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna be done being live in like 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. All right. As long as you can get him, because don't expect to reach me. You're just gonna come straight there then?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna take his car with me.
Okay, sounds good. Chat, do you see me? My game is spinning. You still see me. Uh-oh. Did Raid have a server hiccup? They have had server hiccups on occasion. Your game's loading like that too. I wonder if they had a server issue. They had some server issues after their last patch, and there's one thing that Polarium taught me. It's that Raid or Polarium compensating for issues is a lot better than what Wizards of the Coast does on average. So every time there's a server hiccup and people get bumped off, they end up giving you free stuff. So, I mean, we're almost at 2 hours anyways. There's like 5 minutes to go till my 2-hour segment. Oh, you know what we could do? They asked me to play their YouTube commercial, and the YouTube commercial is like actually pretty funny. So let's pull that up. All right, let's turn this up. I think I have my audio set up right. 1 second. Yeah, perfect.
Man, he never chooses me. Never. And I just try so hard, you know? I've got armor. You've got an aura skill. Isn't that enough? I know there's hundreds of champions, but we've got a lot to offer, right? I mean, am I wrong?
Yeah, you all do. That's true.
And like, oh, wait, what? Oh my God, I'm in. He chose me. In your face, losers. Woohoo! Arena champion all day. See ya.
Raid over 300 champions. Play them all.
And you can see here, based on my YouTube video recommendations, I've been watching random raid strategy videos on YouTube off and on, in addition to some Philip DeFranco, you know, get that mixed in there.
So who wants to start?
Yeah, I'll go. He never picks me anymore. I guess my skills just aren't enough, or something. Here, watch this. Hey, hello? See what I mean? Nothing.
Yeah, I get it.
Over 300 champions. Someone's gonna get hurt.
There's an entire
Raid
playlist of
Shadow
these.
Legends.
A lot of them are pretty good. They're clever. Did their servers just hiccup and die? I think they might have hiccuped and died. Yeah, other people are saying they got bumped out too. So, at any rate, thanks everybody that stuck through to the end. I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought we would have jumped off more people than that, and we had almost 600 people all the way through the end. If you're interested in a semi-idle game that has a good amount of depth to it and different knobs to twist and turn, as someone who's played a bunch of Pokemon and Diablo 2 as a child, the best way I would describe it as an interesting mix of those two things. Yeah, obviously all of the Hoaglandia referrals took the server down. We did get almost 200 of them. Funk Agenda, thank you for the 6 months. I doubt that. I'm sure we're gonna get some chickens or some free stuff because they had a server hiccup every other time they've had an issue. They've done that. They've been really good about it. So been impressed with that aspect. Again, if you haven't checked it out, check out the link. If we hit 250 by Sunday, we're going to go ahead and do an extra stream next week. We may or may not hit that goal. We're at 177 out of 250, which is pretty good. I was hoping to get at least 100, and we're almost double that, so. Host Verdi. Okay, sure. Yeah, I can give someone a host when I'm done. Are other people still in? I've actually watched a couple of people streaming Raid. All right. Have a good one, folks. Catch you later.